Namaste. My name is Kiran Sethi, and I am the founder of the Riverside School in India, as well as a global movement called Design for Change. And I am thrilled to be part of the Global Collection 2021, a time to celebrate 100 of the most scalable and impactful education innovations in the world. So, drum roll please. A little about me. It's been nearly 20 years since I started the Riverside School and around 10 years since I launched Design for Change. I think it's a good time to look back and reflect on the lessons and insights that I've learned about these two words, scale and impact. But I'd like to do it through the lens of excellence and equity. So, lesson number 1 about excellence and scale. In any field, and this is what I've learned, is that excellence is a subset of deep understanding. You know, when I started Riverside School, I did not come from a background of education. So I think the last 20 years have been spent on unrelentingly committing to understanding. Not just about how do you run a school, but really about what does it mean to educate our children. Consider this, that if we are human by chance, does education play a role to make us humane by design? So Riverside became a lab, iteration, prototyping became the practice, and the I can mindset became the impact.
The vision of Riverside is to create the best school for the world and not just in the world. Education is not all about content. It is about doing good as well as doing well. So right from grade 3, we start with this whole idea of citizenship.
So citizenship for me is when you add value to your society and make it better the way you want it.
26.
It is not easy to see them go through this experience of actually making the incense sticks. It's a dark and dingy place where they are all sitting cramped up. But when the child goes through that experiential learning, I see them building empathy and having gratitude for their own lives. I'm really proud that I'm creating citizens who are changing the world.
And interestingly, unbeknownst to us, when we committed to going deep, our impact actually went wide. In fact, the practices at Riverside started, influencing and inspiring schools around the world to see what was possible. I mean, this experience not only humbled us, but man, it really gave us a huge moral responsibility. So when we knew it was working at Riverside, we set out to codify every single practice and process at Riverside so that it could become replicable and then therefore scalable so that other schools could even deepen their impact. So the lesson I have learned is simply this, that excellence is both scale, changing the mindset, and scalable, changing the practice. Lesson number 2, equity and scale. To tell you the truth, when I launched Design for Change in 2009, I was unaware about the power of a framework. In fact, I had no plans to go global. Absolutely not. All I wanted to do was that the design of the solution had to be simple enough to be able to reach every child in every corner of India. That means it was designed for inclusion and diversity. So when we crafted FIDS, which is the Feel, Imagine, Do, Share, the 4-step superhero formula, ladies and gentlemen, it offered our children context and not content. In fact, it was a set of tools we gave them to be able to make the world, in fact, their world, a little bit more just, a little bit more equitable, a little bit more beautiful. And to kind of plant the seeds and empower in them this belief that they are not just mere spectators of change, they can be the participants, overseers, and initiators of change. So I guess the insight that I have learned is that when a solution is simple and contextual, it becomes scalable and equitable. I guess no wonder Design for Change is in 60+ countries now.
Unfortunately, most ministers of education today are so consumed with science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and having higher test scores that they forget that at the end of the day, if we don't have people of good character, people who do the right thing, intellect in itself will destroy the world. It will not save it. So here's to Design for Change.
often been asked, what is your wish for 2030? What is your vision for 2030? Well, I like to say that I like to be a queen of some country. Okay, no, but on a more serious note, I think the wish is more for myself, that I continue to be more courageous, more shameless, more audacious, and to be able to serve our children with the stamina that it needs, so that one day they can design a more humane world. One day, very soon. So, once again, congratulations for all the innovations for the Global Collection of 2021. And yes, Saku, we love you.